All right, I've got 140 on the bar now. Yesterday that was my top set. I did 2 sets of 5. Let me see if how it feels today, really. Right now it's day to day. All these new exercises that I'm doing that I'm not used to are taking a whole lot out of me, and so 140 feels kind of like 170, kind of previous top sets. So anyway, I'm gonna do 140 here and see how it pans out. I doubt I'm gonna go heavier, judging by, gauging by the way all the weights in the warm-up felt. So let's see how it feels. 140. So that didn't feel too bad. I think I'm gonna do a few more sets with this. I still want to maintain some sort of good volume with the normal squat. What I've got planned after the narrow stand squat is to do box squats. So quite a lot of work really I'm doing. But volume is what drives progress. So without the volume, you're not gonna go anywhere. You're not gonna improve. So it's just a matter of trickling the volume in over time, making sure the body doesn't burn out and doesn't get shocked. Because if you do that, then you regress, which is probably what's happening right now to me. I've gone from 170 feeling like this to 140 feeling like this. So there's gonna be like a period here where my body's kind of getting used to this complex training style that I'm doing right now. Basically, up until now, I've been doing minimalism essentially. When I say minimalism, I'm referring to exercise selection. In this whole squat program, I've maybe regularly did, I don't know, 3 lifts. That's it. And when you think about the Westside stuff, Louis Simmons, the conjugate method, these guys say that they do over 100 different exercises. They break every movement into several different parts, and then those parts they do several different ways, several different barbells, several different machines. They use bands, they use chains, 1 band, 2 band, 1 chain, 2 chain, chain from the bottom, chain from the top. All these different bars, bent bar, cambered bar, safety squat bar, all these different bars they use, and the idea is that the body never gets used to the stimulus. It's always something different. And in that way, we force the body to adapt and to kind of evolve. So that's their method. My method has always been kind of Bulgarian, minimalist. Do what we know works really well and just do a lot of it. I still kind of like that idea. It's just now I've developed, I guess you can call, glaring weaknesses. Even though the squat is one of the best exercises you can do, there's also, like, every movement has a primary mover, and so with the high bar squat, the one I do, the Olympic weightlifting style squat, there's a lot to be left on the table. There's a lot left on the table in the sense that there are muscles which don't get worked like primary muscles in that movement get worked. And so I think what I'm learning now is that, yeah, it's okay to be minimalist in the sense that these are the movements that you like doing and they're the best. And if you're gonna do minimalism, you should probably select exercises which are kind of like the squat, bench, deadlift, that kind of thing, where it's like a full body workout. But even with them, over time, if you just do them, imbalances occur, and imbalances is what, number one, causes injury and holds you back. And so if I was to kind of have my time again with this program, if somebody's listening out there and thinking about the Bulgarian method of squatting every day, just know imbalances will occur, and you have to address them. Now, how you address them is up to you. I've documented this quite well throughout this journey, that I had trouble doing deadlifts, I had trouble doing RDLs, I had trouble doing good mornings because they were so kind of heavy on the recovery points wise. And so what I was finding was that every time I plugged in one of those posterior chain exercises, the following day was a struggle. And so that what that caused me to do is lower the daily volume and intensity of the squat that I could do, because those other movements took so much out of me. But having that said, I think if I allowed some sort of like a grace period, or allowed some time for the body to get accustomed to the actual workload, I would have probably been better off. Which, you know, the Westside Barbell guys, they you know, that's what they do. You know, Louis often says that only 20% of the time is spent with the actual movements of the sport. The rest of the time, 80% of the time, which is massive, they spend basically addressing weaknesses, breaking up the main movements into several different bits and attacking them. So they will come in on a prescribed day, do what they need to do in terms of like the main lift or its variation, and then they will basically, well, it sounds like to me, they just bodybuild. They just do bodybuilding kind of stuff. So, oh, this guy over there, you know, he's pulling that bar and I reckon his hamstrings are weak. All right, let's smash the hamstring for the next 45 minutes. And that's what they did. So it's all about assessing an individual, assessing somebody's kind of symptoms, if you will, how they move. And oftentimes you assess that when they do max effort. So seeing, for example, my videos when I did the 200 kilos, if Lou was sitting in the room, he would be able to tell me exactly what muscle group I need to work to propel myself forward. And it's not the primary movers. It's you know, it takes a trained eye to pick out what's what. But you can generally break it down into two things. It's either your back strength or your leg strength. And there's different ways of kind of assessing somebody. If it's back strength, you do back exercises, but you don't just do any back exercises. There are some like, you know, good morning exercises like kind of, you know, block pulls, deficit pulls. You know, it's still kind of like the barbell moves. And then after kind of at the end of the workout, you can do kind of like the reverse hypers and hamstring curls and inverse curls, all this sort of stuff. So they have a huge selection pool of exercises which they use specifically they need. And so that's basically what Westside Conjugate method is. It's all about seeing what the problem is and doing your weakness. So like in my case, I love doing the CC squats. It's a great move. The quads really get hammered, but it does not aid in my weakness. It only strengthens my strength. And this is why I like doing it. You know what I mean? Like the things that feel good are probably the ones that you shouldn't be doing. The movements that feel really shit are probably the ones you should be doing, because the shit movements are probably using the muscles which you don't like to use. So, and this is where bodybuilding parameters come in. And so if you've got shitty hamstrings, you know, don't do a set of 5 with, you know, hamstring curls. Do a set of 30. You know, really use bodybuilding parameters where you're just rushing blood in there, rushing pumping, you know. And, you know, these type of movements when you're doing for high reps, like anything above 10, they're actually quite easy on the recovery system in terms of the central nervous system. Yeah, you might be sore tomorrow, but whatever, like soreness is whatever. It's a lot easier to be sore, in my opinion, than to be exhausted central nervously, like where you just want to nap all day. Like that's the bad fatigue that, you know, you come in the following day, you can't even do half the weight that you did yesterday. Anyway, so I'm gonna do another set of the 140, see how this moves.
All right.
They kind of moved all right. I'll plan to do another set, but I want to leave it at 2 for now. I'll jump straight into box squats and leave my energy for that. All right, let me set up the rig, I guess, and we'll go from there. So that was 120 kilos. Last time I did 140 for 3 sets of 5. And then I went down to 120, like this weight, and I did a couple more sets. Today I've come in and with an intention to widen my stance even further. I've done that. I'm weaker. So I'm weak in this position, so what I'm going to do is do another four sets of this, and that'll be for today. I'm really going to try and shorten the rest periods as well. I'm going to try and do like 1 to 2 minute rest periods. And just get back into it right away. So it's already been a minute, so I won't record the rest of the video. The rest of the stuff is going to be just repetitive, but yeah, box squats are killing me. Anyway, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll do some more good mornings, so it's going to be alternating good morning and box squats day in, day out. So that's it. Just working on my weaknesses, guys. I hope you guys are doing the same thing. It's all about ironing out the weaknesses. Make your weakness the strength. All right, guys. Catch you tomorrow.